Congratulations. You've started a restaurant recently and now you're continuing to grow. You're one of the 10% of the successful restaurateurs who's managed to go over it and turning over a good profit. Business is growing, good reports from your customers, and you're thinking about maybe I should expand, get a larger premises, or maybe a second or third restaurant. Let's go through the process now. Before you do it, evaluate your current situation, your profits, your staff capabilities, how it's working at the moment. Let's break it down even further. Do you have an adequate cost control system? So costs are controlled all the time and acted upon immediately where there is discrepancy. This would involve regular stock taking and analysing costs and revenue all the time. You probably have got a reasonably good point of sale system and maybe looking at other software packages to help you further with cost control. But generally, this probably shouldn't be an overkill. There's no need to buy a whiz-bang latest system if you're not using the capabilities of that system. Generally, now with AI, artificial intelligence apps, you can probably utilize Excel to your basic reporting system at the moment. And then as you grow, you can look at something larger. Purchase specifications. Ensure quality is the same all the time. For example, when you're buying fruit and veggies, what size tomatoes you want, 100 tomatoes. Do you buy your meat? Is it portion control initially? Maybe you might ask your butcher for you in certain sizes. Whether you want 150, 200 gram each piece of meat or chicken, wing or whatever you're doing. For example, like McDonald's is a good example of this. I refer to McDonald's a fair bit. For example, their chips. I'm not sure they might have changed their policy soon, but at one stage they only had 7mm chips, whereas the standard fries in the industry is 8mm. Make sure what you're buying, exactly what you're buying. So what you have in your specification is what is on your order, and there's no problems with supplies, etc. Storage policies and procedures. Ensure the goods required are stored correctly and available as required in the freshest possible condition. This is part of the cost control system as well. Standard recipes. This is very important. So things are cooked the same way all the time. The staff know the procedure of how to go from the initial stages to the final stages of presentation of the food. You have photos of it with detail, as much detail as possible. And this goes along with cook methods as well. Now, example of these standard recipes could be, again, I go back to the simple case of McDonald's. If you get a chance, I would suggest you watch the way they do their fries. Seems quite simple. What they do, they've got a certain portion of French fries in a basket. The oil is a certain temperature, monitored, and the cook places the fries in the oil. A bell goes off. They take the oil, sit for a certain period of time. The bell goes off again. It's time to put it back in the oil. And after a certain period of time, the bell rings again. They take it out of the oil. The chips are cooked. This can work on a more complex scale, depending on what menu you've got, but keep things simple. Staff training. Make sure your staff exactly have training programs and monitor them, job descriptions, know what they have to do, and have this job description not printed and set and forgets this situation. Have a live document, which changes all the time until you actually got it perfected. Have regular meetings so you can fine-tune things all the time. Let your staff tell you how they can improve things, what can be changed. Have an open mind. And you'll be surprised the input your staff can put in. Have a good maintenance program. Maintenance is very important, especially in designing your kitchen, dining facilities. Have regular maintenance programs. Ensure that they are followed. Document everything. Maybe contracts with maintenance equipment suppliers. Don't let things run down because things start to look tired and could break down, could cost you much more money down the track when you need to replace them. Have a good website. Make sure that it's well designed, attracting your ideal customer. Have your search engine optimized accordingly with the right keywords. Find out what your opposition are doing to attract customers and do the improve on top of that. It's easy to do. Your IT person should be out. It's a simple SEO to ensure that you're getting the maximum traffic on your website. Social media. Establish a good social media presence. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Be regular. Possibly look at advertising on social media as well. Pick your custom avatar. Talk to them on a regular basis. Know what's happening. Be in the community. Ensure that as many people are aware of your situation. Looking at the top of the funnel marketing initially so that they're aware that you exist. Then look at the bottom of the tunnel marketing. Do bottom of tunnel things set from Google AdWords. But with normal social media like Facebook, you just let people know that you're around, show videos of your business, how you help the community, how you're part of the community, and be community. Be involved in local community, schools, business charities, council situations, charities, religious groups, etc. Have a policy regarding that and be involved. Be seen as being good for everyone. Suppose all the above are done correctly, you're ready to have a flagship store or flagship restaurant, so you perfected your current restaurant. Now you're ready to grow a larger restaurant or a second or third restaurant. Surprising how many people just starting off getting a little bit of success out of the restaurant. And they're talking about starting a chain or a franchise, etc., without fine-tuning the existing restaurant. So fine-tune your existing restaurant, following what I mentioned before, and now you're ready for the next stage. Once you're up to this stage, you can then identify similar sites, which are similar demographics, similar customers, potential customers. You can test these out before you open up. There are certain artificial intelligence techniques you can use to find out which sites would suit your business more. Do your initial homework. You think that the same customer is there, which is the same as the existing restaurant, but you may need to do more work. Check around. There's the demographics. Is it changing? Is it getting old, younger? It has to be similar to what you had before. Have a business plan based on your research and previous sales and your return on investment on marketing. Business will cover what we mentioned before, plus have a plan, a roadmap to see where you're going down the track. Work with your restaurant coach to ensure that you have got this in place. Secure adequate funding. Make sure you've got the funds available to grow. You may be going very well in the existing situation. I know you have found an existing site which is identical, it's the same, all the same. But the thing is, in most cases, not all, things take time. It could be 3, 6, 12 months before you are running properly. You may be lucky, it may start on day one. No reason why it can't start on day one, but you've got to allow for running days. Things change. The economy might change. There may be something else that might happen which you're not expected. Be ready for it. Make sure you've got the funding so you don't have to close for it quickly. Legal and regulation compliance. Ensure that you have got the right approvals in place. You need the right property solicitor to ensure your leases are done properly. Negotiate the right leases with your help of your restaurant property coach. Make sure that you've got the right length and conditions to suit your situation to grow. For example, you have short leases and you decide that in 3 years' time the rents have gone up and you're stuck without premises. Or you may need a shorter lease because you want to test the area first for larger premises. Look at the current situation. There's a lot of vacant spaces around. Plan to fit in with your business plan. Have these licenses checked out by your lawyer. Make sure all the licenses are in place. You don't want to have problems down the track. Once you have all these in place, you're now ready to go. Simple process. Following that technique, you standardize them, rinse and repeat. It's worked for the franchises, like, again, I refer to McDonald's and KFC and even department stores and that sort of thing. Works over and over. It's a proven system. It works all the time. Make slight adjustments. Keep to your business plan and continue to grow. You may be the next McDonald's or successful restaurant chain, no matter what level of food you're serving. I'll do your comments. What are your plans to grow? Please leave your comments below and subscribe to this channel